expansion of Simple File by Phone and the implementation of an automatic tax filing system coming to us. You found this out through the PBO. Sir, update us. What the heck is this about? Dude, I might have no say over my taxes anymore. Are they going to steal money from me without even asking more of it? What's happening?
So basically what they're looking at is that they know, because they get T4s and they get like Statistics Canada data on like who has kids, who don't have kids. They know there's a certain percentage of the population who are just not filing. And so they're like, okay, you're actually missing out on your child tax credits. You're missing out on your low income earner payments. And so they were like, there's actually quite a substantial amount of money being left on the table that would be benefits to you, but you're just not filing. And so this is how this came about. So this came out first in 2018 when they were started offering it. It's called Simple File. And so it was like a product that they did over the phone where they had the person's information already. And they said, you know, we know that you have 2 kids and we know that you're working this minimum wage job and we can see your stuff. Like, can you just answer a few questions? Like, do you have a kid in daycare? And you know what I mean? So they would actually do like very straightforward tax filings over the phone. It takes about 10 minutes for them, they said. And so, which on the surface feels very, very good. You know what I mean? If you're actually providing more benefits to people than you are taking away from them, then like that's obviously a net benefit. So what's happening though is that this July, so now today,
Oh, baby.
the CRA is going to pilot digital and paper options for the Simple File service in all jurisdictions across Canada.
Oh, boy.
So it's getting completely rolled out. So these pilots are specifically, again, targeting low-income folks, trying to get them connected to the benefits and things that they might be missing out on. And so the plan is for broader implementation for us all. But they're starting with the low-income folks to begin with. And so the PBO has estimated that non-filers, so these folks who are in this low-income bracket who haven't been filing or who have had gaps in their filing, could receive more than $1.6 billion in benefits in the first year alone, and increasing to $1.9 billion in the second year. So these benefits include the Canada Child Benefits, CCB, which, by the way, sucks if you are making any kind of money at all. Just throwing that one out there because I need to get that off my chest. The GST, HST tax credits and other things that are currently being claimed or not claimed by these folks who are not filing their taxes. This administrative burden, though, on the CRA is going to cost them $57 million in the first year to $65 million in the next. So we're going to be paying for that. And then, but the thing that they said though, is that over 5 years, the additional benefits paid out to these folks, which I think they're deserving of, is going to cost nearly $9 billion. And so the problem I have with this is like, one is not people accessing the money that they obviously should get. Like, it's only fair that they get that. The problem I have though, is like, where's the money going to come from? Like it's $9 billion. And I kind of had this realization the other day when I was talking to my brother about, like, we were like going off. We're like, oh, $5 billion to Ukraine, ridiculous. And he was like, yeah, he's like, I can't believe they're taking our taxpayer dollars to give to Ukraine. I was like, actually, they're not. And here's the mind flip that I had. I was like,
It's getting worse. It's worse than that.
yeah, they're borrowing $5 billion to send to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have the money. We're in deficits. We don't have the money. We're borrowing that money to then give. And so when they keep talking about like the cost of debt servicing, like, you throw that $5 billion that you gave to Ukraine that you don't have, we're paying the debt servicing on that as well as the money. So it's not $5 billion. It's $5 billion plus all the servicing of that over how many years and how many generations. So that's the part that I'm like, okay, now we add another $9 billion that we don't have. So that we're going to have to borrow and then service. And then we have to pay the servicing fees on it, which we know are ever climbing. And then where does that money come from? Well, then we're going to have to introduce a new tax. Or maybe the carbon tax / fund that we've kind of got going behind the scene that is apparently neutral. Like, we're going to take some of that and use it for this. Like, you know, I am so ready for Pierre Poilievre to step in and go like, here's the books, Canada.
Yeah. It's worse than you thought.
Yeah. I'm thinking though, I don't think he can. I think it's so bad that if he did that, our credit rating would go through the toilet and we'd be in economic collapse.
Look at what they did. Chris Chamberlain gets on the mic. They took our AAA rating and made it single A.
Yeah.
Double Z. Yeah.
It's a Z right now. Yeah. It's a Z rating.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so that's what I'm worried about, because I'm just like, I'm not even touching the fact that like there's two thoughts to automated filing. One, like there's like the duh moment. Like if they already like know what you should be paying, and then they're going to come and try and like be sneaky and be like, oh, you actually owe this much and we're going to charge you for X number of years and all that crap. It would be so much easier on the individual to just be like, just tell me what I owe and we'll pay it and it's all good. Like I see that as being a win. The problem that I also see is that this government, I don't trust them. Mm-hmm. So this government, I'm like, if you're telling me what I owe, do I actually believe you?
Yeah.
And that's where the problem is. Like, this could be a really good thing, but used with the wrong person that you have no trust in and that has been shown to be untrustworthy and lying and stealing and doing deals with folks that they shouldn't be doing deals with, India and China,
yeah,
and private companies. Like, I don't trust them with it.
Yeah, like, you know, I don't know, not everyone has, you know, and this is obviously the issue, and especially with the lower income, is not everyone has accessibility to good accountants.
Yeah.
But like, at least the current system, you know, like if you have an accountant on your side, you have someone who should be advocating for you, and you're not just like trusting you're at the whims of the government, hoping to give you the right amount that you owe. At least they have someone you have someone in your corner who's like looking over the books and be like, actually, you know, you only owe this much. We can do this X, Y, and Z, and move on from there. So like, I hear it, and in theory, in a vacuum, this is a fantastic idea, but it's so fraught with issues that I think is just going to screw over the lower income like more than they already are. And that's why I'm kind of not really a fan of it. And like, I get the argument where there's like, yeah, like there's benefits on the table that they're not taking advantage of, this, that, the other. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I hear that. Like, again, because they're not really, if they're as low as what they say they are, that you're not going to owe any tax whatsoever. So if they just file, they essentially are getting some money back. It's actually a net positive for them in a lot of ways. But I just, oh man, I have a tough time with, like, I just have a tough time with like them just automatically just, it's another opportunity for those who are low income, who have a lack of resources, to be disenfranchised by this government.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because I thought the same thing, because I was like, there is the benefit of them getting the money that they're owed and they deserve. But then there's the opposite effect of them going, oh, by the way, because you haven't filed in 7 years, we're going to charge you back tax on all this and interest on that. And then they're like screwed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Quicken loans.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to Simply Home to rent their furniture.
Yeah.
Like, it just, I'm worried about that being weaponized. And I guess that's what I'm trying to articulate, is that all of this under a trustworthy government is excellent. There's nothing wrong with the plan or the policy. It's the implementers of this that I do not trust, that we have seen instances with the CRA right now where they are blatantly targeting folks who they know don't have the accountant in their corner, or who don't have powerful lawyers to fight them. And so, because you have a government right now who is spending like crazy, spending money that they don't have, that we don't even have, that they're borrowing, and they've got to find a way to make it up.
Yeah. And
so that's what I'm scared of, is an untrustworthy government with this kind of policy.
That was electric, wasn't it? Well, we enjoyed it. Hope you did too. If you did, you can check this video out here to the top right corner, right near my window. Get over. There it is. There it is right there. And if you liked that, you can also check this one right here. We love you. Have a good one. Peace out.